Yes, purple shirt, red hat. Y'all see it, but I ain't trying to impress nobody. I'm here to drop some fantasy football knowledge on you guys. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. And you are tuned in for part 3 of the wide receiver endorsement show for Flawless Fantasy Football. And guys, I'm gonna tell you something. We got to do a little brotherhood. We got to do a little fellowshipping real quick. I got to do a little house cleaning with you guys. First off, I'm going to tell you a little quick story. I was on Facebook this morning, and it's this fantasy football group or whatever that I'm in. And we was talking about, I saw somebody saying something about how defenses and kickers should be your last picks. And, you know, people was piling up on this one individual, you know. I've been going to bat for certain people, you know, on that's been posting up their teams and stuff like that. And so there's one person, I didn't even know who this person was until I got the reply and I kind of looked at the name. But it was a woman that said, "Oh, your last pick should be kicker and defense, no matter what." That's, you know, whatever she said, right? So I immediately debunk that by saying, you know, people can pick who they want when they want. You know, I don't like when people throw out these blanket statements saying, "Oh, you should do this with your picks and you should do that with your picks." It's like, I told her that she was basically just regurgitating crap that she had heard, narratives that she'd heard throughout time. Because I've seen when people pick, I don't know, Baltimore defense, San Francisco defense, hell, Chicago's defense, back when they had Devin Hester, because as y'all know, your boy been playing that long, and they would just had a positional advantage every freaking week. Devin Hester running touchdowns back, Chicago defense was legit as hell. You know, so a lot of her, I didn't go back and forth with it. I think I did like 2, but it was like, man, I can't stand these people that just put these BS narratives out there and let norms that's pushed on people dictate how they play fantasy football. I don't rock like that, and that's why y'all rocking here. But back to you guys. Let me get my information. You know, I chose to enjoy my Saturday night last night because I say, you know what, Flawless, you've been going hard. You've been doing your own personal life. You've been throwing out content to the guys. Take a night, take an evening for yourself. And I did, right? I did. You know, and I got some things planned today. Here this Sunday, and I'm dropping you guys some nice content. Where's you gonna be getting fantasy content on Sunday at? Nowhere but here. But here's my little thing with you guys. You guys have been slacking on the likes. And this is the last time I'm gonna say something about the likes. Because listen, this channel isn't monetized. I'm doing this straight from the heart, okay? I don't care for it to get monetized. I don't care to get extra subscribers, okay? I have my loyal little tight-knit group of people, loyal and ones that are super loyal. But check it out. If I'm sitting up here and I'm doing this, I'm putting my energy out there, I want to feel appreciated on the back end. Show a little reciprocation. It's like being in a relationship with somebody and you're doing all these things for a woman, putting yourself in a man's perspective, right? I'm looking at it from a man's perspective. You're doing all these things for a woman, but she's not doing womanly duties for you. Before long, that's going to get very tiring when you're showering her, you're protecting her, you're providing provision for her, and she's just sitting back, not doing anything, not cooking, not cleaning, not breaking you off. You'd be like, what the hell's going on here? I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing if you don't pick it up. And that's how I'm going to handle you guys. If you guys haven't put, I don't know, it's like the last few videos, you know, based on the viewership, I'm going to tell you what. I hope you enjoyed this part 3 of this video of the wide receiver endorsement show. But if I don't get 15 likes on this video, I don't know what the viewership's gonna be, but 20 would really make me feel warm and fuzzy. You know, but if I don't get 15 on this likes on this video, showing that you watched it and you appreciate it, you won't get part 4. All right? Look, I want to do part 4 for you, but I'm not going to do part 4 if you're not saying, hey, Flawless man, I appreciate the work you're putting in. So here's this little like button. Okay? So I want to see, how many did I say? I don't know. I just know how many I said. I'm going to put it at 15 because I really want to say 20. But I don't know how many people are going to watch it. Plus, I put it out on a Sunday. I don't know how it's going to work. But at least I want to see 15 likes, okay? I'm not going to tell you guys no more. Listen to me. I'm going to look right into the camera. I'm not going to tell you no more about the like button because I truly don't want to sound like I'm pleading for like buttons. The only thing I want to see, is that, hey, we appreciate what you're doing. Okay? Simple and plain, right? I'm not asking you, to send me super chats and all this other type of stuff. Just wants to see some appreciation. That's it. I'm not going to say it anymore. Now look, if you want me throughout the season, waiver wires and this and that and little stuff that's happening, you need to press the like button because if I don't see it, I got other crap to do. All right? Y'all already know. Y'all already know what I got going on. So if Flawless Fantasy Football is here and my other content is here and y'all don't be showing, guess what it's going to go? Start doing that. All right? Because guess what? It's like this and this now because I'm not really paying that much to it, even though I'm super passionate about my Flawless Fatherhood platform. But if I don't see the appreciation, it's going to be start just like that. And when it get like this, y'all going to feel it, okay? But, so press the damn like button. That's it. Enough of that. Let's get to it. I hope that sunk in. Let's go. So, as most of you already know, because I have to go through this every single time in case we got some new noise. I had picked up a few subscribers since the last video, and welcome to you guys. Sorry you guys had to hear that, but I had to do some, I had to put some discipline out there to the ones that been here. So, but for the ones that haven't been here, this is how we rock. It's an endorsement show. I'm gonna give a green endorsement to the player that I feel that get based on the ADP. If they get a full go from Sir Flawless, that means I would draft him, and I encourage you to draft him. Yellow is a 50-50 / take caution type of endorsement, meaning there's a 50-50, meaning I can see a world where they outproduce their ADP and shoot to the moon, and there's worlds where that I see that player can just plummet and be a terrible draft pick. And red is self-explanatory. Red means stop, don't go, do not proceed, and I wouldn't pick them with my worst enemy's fantasy selection. So let's get to it. Let's start. This is based off of Fantasy Pros half point PPR, wide receivers 25 through 36, and we're going to start with Drake London. Now I just kind of changed my position on Drake London. Well, not really. No, I haven't. I've been moving a little bit more positive towards him. And I only have one knock against him, is that I think he'll be touchdown dependent. But being the number one on the team, and I'm not a Kyle Pitts truther, I believe I'm going to give him a yellow. That doesn't mean he won't be a solid pick. He's right here at wide receiver 25. He's right here at wide receiver 25. So I think he can be a low-end wide receiver too. He could probably get up into that. And he can be pretty safe. The only thing I don't like about it, because I just think he's capped on touchdowns. He's a big presence, so if they didn't get down close, they should throw it to him outside of Pitts. But I like Drake London. I don't see anything wrong with him. I just like wide receivers that I can truly feel can get 8 or more touchdowns a year. I prefer closer to double digits the better, but I know that's also hard to do. But Drake London being the number one pass receiving option over there, I really like him and the Falcons. Chris Godwin. Guys, with Baker Mayfield there, there's only one wide receiver that I would even come close to endorsing strongly, and it's not Chris Godwin. Baker Mayfield is inaccurate. I think they have offensive line issues over there. I think we've seen the best of Chris Godwin. I don't think he's going to reach this wide receiver 26. He don't stay healthy that often. He's going to have touchdown upside on top of that. And we've seen the best of Tampa Bay. So that's all I gotta say about that. Mike Williams, I love Mike Williams. Love him, but I'm gonna give him a yellow. He's got glass issues. They got new offense over there. And I think he'll reap, and I think he'll be beneficial while he's on the field. But let's be honest with you. As much as I love Mike Williams, I'm not going to sit up here and say that the dude isn't glass. All right? He is. I really like him, though. But, and I would pick him as a wide receiver 3 if it came to it, if my other options were gone, or if I took a certain path. But you got to understand, if you pick him, you got to, to me, a lot of people ain't with this, but I would pick Quentin Johnson because I already like Quentin Johnson. And because once Mike Williams or the other glass dude over there get hurt, Quentin Johnson's going to step into the starting lineup. So it's almost like insurance because one of them going to get hurt, right? Oh, no. So you think the guys that finished four games together between, what's the other damn dude's name? 4 games together, you think that they're going to finish the not going to get hurt? No, they're going to get hurt, and Quentin Johnson's the next up. Then we're not talking about Quentin Johnson, but we're just saying, if you invest in Mike Williams, I'd invest, because he's a deep threat as well. Along with Mike Williams, I'd say that you should go and cover that up. He's getting picked late, so it's not like you're wasting a single round pick on Quentin Johnson. Anyway, let's go. Let's move on from that. Try to turn this video up because y'all had to have me going early on. Next up is Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk, he's ascending. To me, if you ask me, he's the #1 wide receiver for San Francisco, not Deebo Samuels. He served in a doghouse. Purdy likes throwing to him. He's developed very well. Unfortunately, San Francisco is not really a throwing team, so he's not going to get up into that upper echelon. I can see him actually getting up into maybe this is all wide receiver 3 category here. The first 12 is wide receiver 1, right? Second 12 is wide receiver 13 through 24 overall. This is wide receiver 3. I can see him landing in here. He could possibly teeter with low end running back to wide receiver 2, but he has to be touchdown. He has to make sure his touchdowns are up because you got Kittle, you got Deebo, you got McCaffrey that I believe is going to just have a banner year at San Francisco this year. But Brandon Ayuk, if you need him for a wide receiver 4 for depth or something like that, then you can go with that. I wouldn't pick him as wide receiver 3. Tyler Lockett. He seems to be outproducing DK Metcalf over there. I'm a truther with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. I know everybody else is thinking that they're Ricky and Jigba, but I don't care how awesome these guys are. These rookies are going to be paying their dues. People, that's the problem. Nobody want to pay dues these days. Everybody just wants something right away. Oh, he was so great in college. Doesn't mean anything. He's not, and Jigba is not going to supplant Lockett or DK Metcalf. The only time he's going to have is when he play 3 wide receivers on a basically run-based team, style management, and control. You got Geno at the helm. Geno's good, and he actually ascended last year, but, at the end of the day, it's a Pete Carroll-led team. Tyler Lockett gets a green. At this spot, Safe as hell, man. With upside. Who's up next? Deontay Johnson. What do y'all think I'm going to give Deontay Johnson? Think I'm going to give him a yellow, green, red? Make your choices. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Y'all know I don't like Deontay Johnson. I can have 10 drafts and I'll never draft Deontay Johnson. We've seen the best of Deontay Johnson. He's declining in my eyes, and the other receiver over there is ascending. So I do not like Deontay Johnson at all because I, for one, believe Pickens is the wide receiver 1 over there. On top of having Freiermuth over there that gets sound targets. Christian Kirk at 31. I'll be honest with you, a lot of people are just so enamored. And now I took a stretch with this. They're so enamored with the old boy coming over there from Atlanta. But I ain't buying it too tough. Calvin Ridley's getting drafted way too high. Kurt was solid last year. He the one that has the rapport with Lawrence. I'm not worried about Zay Jones and this type of crap. If I don't believe in the ascendance of Lawrence, Kirk, I didn't see, now unless I missed something, but I didn't see really catching a touchdown pass this preseason from Lawrence. Christian Kirk's a solid pick. I believe definitely he'll outproduce this wide receiver 31 overall type of half-point PPR ranking. Marquise Brown, Mr. Hollywood. Hollywood. You know what I'm going to give Hollywood? What do you guys think? Listen, I'm be honest with you. I don't have no problem against Hollywood, but you're over there, the quarterback's out, the team in disarray. I would not put Hollywood on any of my teams. Limited upside like a mug. And the team's in shambles. They got young wide receivers that they want to work in. They throw it to Connor a lot. Quarterback's not even playing. That team's going to be a hot mess. I'm going to be like, oh, well, Florida City, they like to throw a lot. They like to throw. They're going to have to throw. Yeah, but what are the quality of the passes going to be like? I wouldn't advise it. There's no upside to that. I would never be looking at your team and you got Hollywood in your lineup, be like, oh, Hollywood's going to hurt me. Not one piece of me would think that. All right? Not saying he shouldn't be drafted. I mean, I would draft B, you know what I'm saying, well, because I always have more upside players that I like. Hell, I picked KJ Osborne before I picked, and you think about it, KJ Osborne is not even on this list, or not even on the next list, if I get my likes like I'm supposed to, right? How many did I say, 15? Okay, all right. But, now say I wasn't going to say nothing about it again. But, fortunately, I got a bad memory. Unfortunate for me. Next up, Mike Evans. Mike Evans here at this wide receiver 33. You know, I don't like Baker, okay? But Baker can throw a nice deep ball. Evans is motivated. Now, I was going to give him listen, I know I've changed my tone on Evans. I was, based on him going at wide receiver 33 and half point PPR, I was going to give him a yellow. But I changed my mind because this dude is motivated. He want to break Jerry Rice's records. He want to break the most records with consecutive 1,000-yard games. Baker's profile fits him more than Chris Godwin. The dude's just, wide receiver 33 is just not good. It's not it. He'll outperform that. And for that, I'll say I'll give him a green. Only as a wide receiver 3 or 4, 3-year precedent. But all depending what type of flexes you have. But just understand, he finished like he finished last year, but he had the ride was terrible. That's what I'm trying to say. He had like a 3-touchdown game at the end, a big, huge touchdown at the game end. He had like three games, and the rest of it was crap. You know what? F that. I'm going to give him a green based on where I think he'll outproduce it, but it's closer to a yellow. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And trust me, I don't like giving benefits of the doubt. Mike Evans, you get a green. But the more I'm thinking about it, I damn near want to give him a yellow. Let me move on before I change my mind. Michael Pittman Jr. I'm going to give him a yellow as well. Don't know what he's going to do with the new quarterback coming in, Anthony Richardson. I really don't know. He's had a long time to show us something, and he really hasn't shown us much. And we just don't know how it's going to go with a running, and then with other options over there. I could see him easily being more of a red, but I'm giving yellow come being nice today. Jahan Dotson, you guys know I love me some Jahan Dotson. I believe he'll be the #1 wide receiver on the team, statistically wise, at the end of the season. And compared to where Terry McLaurin's going, where he went. Terry McLaurin went wide receiver 22, picking him 13 spots, wide receiver spots behind him is a great value. Now we're off to George Pickens. Love me some George Pickens this year. If you get him at wide receiver 4, that's a great option. I believe he's the #1 wide receiver on the team, not Deontay Johnson. This dude's explosive. He is kind of like a little prima donna or whatever, but he's explosive. He gets downfield. He caught a touchdown as well in the preseason. Deontay Johnson, he was already hurt. Kind of got caught off this offseason. He didn't get caught off, got walked off. But we've seen the best of Deontay Johnson. He can't separate. This dude's a beast. I like George Pickens, especially at this price. Guys, let's run it back down. Drake London, wide receiver 25, yellow. This is based off of their half-point ADPs. That's how they get the designation. Chris Godwin, red. Mike Williams, yellow. Brandon Ayuk, yellow. Tyler Lockett, green. Deontay Johnson, red. Christian Kirk, green. Hollywood Brown, a red. Mike Evans, a green. Close to being a yellow, though. Michael Pittman Jr., yellow. Jahan Dotson, a green. George Pickens, a green. You know, a lot of y'all been picking Mike Evans on your mocks and stuff like that, been sending it to me. You know, but again, his mentality is kind of what pushed him to agreeing to me, Mike Evans. You know, the dude got a strong mentality, and I like that. When you want to break records, that tells me something. It's like, I wouldn't want nobody on my team that's going to be like, oh, I don't care nothing about your fantasy team. Like, screw those dudes, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you know, so. Not saying you have to care, but I don't need you saying you don't care, okay? All right. So, that's the list, guys. Next video that I'm going to drop, pay attention to the community tab. I don't know exactly when I'm going to drop it. You know what I'm saying? It's the weekend. I do have a few days off, though. I got today off. I got Monday off. And I have Tuesday off. So, look, I'm trying to put out all this, rest of this, stuff to you. Again, the wide receiver 4 video might come out, might not. It's not up to me. And what else? Yeah, I'll be having my bold prediction show coming up, and late wide receivers outside of the wide receivers that I already talked about that I love coming up. So, that's another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you on the next episode. Flawless, baby. Peace.